Would I ever do FAANG interviews again? Absolutely not. I have I am an ex-FAANG software engineer. I've worked at Twitch and Amazon, and I've talked about it a little bit. I have not. When I graduated in 2018, it took me till, I believe, 2021, 2022 in order to get into Twitch. And so I've wasted a significant portion of my career studying leetcode. And when I've gotten on the inside, I realized how many people have gotten in through not studying leetcode. And so either they're cheaters or they get in because of an internship, or they get in because they know somebody and they gave them an easier interview. Like, these things do happen. I'm not saying the majority of people get into these FAANG companies like that, but there's a lot of people who get in through the back door. Combined with right now, we are in the great resignation. These tech companies are laying off people more and more, and it's getting more cutthroat inside of those companies. People are betraying each other. And I don't even know, like, who knows? Like, maybe in a few years, AI comes out and Google starts hiring people again, and the company culture is a lot more chill and balanced. But I just, I don't know. I don't, do you like, it'll be interesting to see, do people return to Google after the cutthroat, or these companies, once they've seen how cruel they can be. And so I think, when we look at the past and we see that Google was once the number one place that people wanted to be, had the highest employee satisfaction. I think that is because they gave the illusion of fairness and the least amount of bureaucracy possible. But yeah, it's just changed. Like, and I'm talking to you secondhand with this. I have friends, my mentor from Google, who was my internship. He's a staff engineer, or no. Yeah, he's either staff, so he's made it up the food chain. And even he talks about how he feels like he doesn't get as promoted as he deserves. He doesn't make the money that he wants because it's a bit of a it's a bit of a political game. And so I remember when I was younger, I thought that making 200K would complete me, that I could be able to buy all these houses, and even women would treat me better. But that is not money. Money is not everything, guys. I can tell you that from firsthand experience. You do not get. You do have more status. I'll say that, and you do attract certain types of women who are more interested in using you for money. But it's just, I don't know, man. It's like, what is the point of getting what you want at the expense of what you need? I need balance in my life. I need to be able to connect with my friends. I need people in my life that I feel like I contribute to their happiness in. And when I was working at Amazon, I felt like my life was consumed by my life at Amazon and maintaining my check until I quit. And I've talked about it on my channel. Like, you know, I was I was I was unhealthy when I was working at Amazon, and I fought so hard to try to make that situation work, to try to get a promotion, to try to, you know, keep making money. And yeah, it was not sustainable. And I don't think that my hard work was appreciated like it should have been. But that's life. You know, you you people take advantage of other people. And so yeah, I'm just not interested anymore. I don't want to study lead code just to find out that um that some of these companies, or just to be in the Hunger Games inside of these companies. And so I'm not saying that all of this is bad. Google is not all bad. They're great, or Google, all the FAANG companies have great teams with great managers who will give you a chance. But what I've seen is that these great managers and these great opportunities are usually given to the young interns, right? They give them great opportunities. They give them great looks because they have way more opportunity to give them something. And so, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's been challenging, but I don't think I'd ever do it again. FAANG is not for everybody. I would not recommend FAANG for people who want a balanced life. I would not recommend FAANG for people who don't want to study LeetCode on in all day and night. I would not recommend FAANG for. Let me write this down. I would not recommend FAANG for people who don't want to be around cheaters, because in every competitive environment where money is a thing, you're going to be around a lot of cheaters. And I'm not saying, I don't know, like what I've heard people say is that when they went to a smaller company, it's less, you have less of that energy. But I imagine, like, people's families are on the line, right? You're making 300K. Like my manager was making, a senior manager at Amazon makes almost $500,000, right? They might have 3, 4 children. And so imagine what a man will do to keep food in his family's mouths and keep his wife faithful and treating him with respect, right? You think a person like that would not throw you under the bus if they needed to and not say anything and just be completely unempathetic to your situation? Like I've heard of I have a friend and she was Indian, and she was like, she was saying to herself how she feels like that if a manager knows that she needs to stay in America in order to not be deported or whatever, that they would take advantage of that, right? You would think that if their boss was Indian, that they would be favorable to him, but it's so competitive. It's such a, like, what is the word? It's so many people in this world are willing to throw other people under the bus for a living in order to maintain the happiness of their family and not care about destroying other people's family or putting other people's families in dangerous situations. And so I'm not saying, this is just the reality of this. And it might be at every company. This is not about Amazon. This is not about any of my previous employers. I'm saying that in general, like corporate and making, you think that making $500,000 is just lit, right? When you work for Google or Amazon, but it comes with certain it comes like, it's like joining a gang, right? Like if you see your gang leader just, I don't know, commit a crime, do something evil, scam somebody, you can't say nothing because you're next. And so it's like when you join these companies, it kind of feels like, in sometimes with unethical, or I've heard other people talk about how some startups cheat other people and they have to do some somewhat ethical things to stay afloat. And so, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's possible to live in this world without having to cheat other people. But I think that's why I wanted to start my own startup and make this YouTube channel possible, is because I would like to try and I would like to show other people how to do that. So if you're somebody that wants to live in this world without necessarily having to cheat people, I would love if you would subscribe and see how my journey unfolds. Like maybe I have to go back to corporate and take a lesser opportunity with lesser money so I don't have to deal with some of the bureaucracy and cheater type people. But I don't know. My plan is to be a contractor. And yeah, if you really want money in your life and you are somebody who doesn't mind doing a little bit of cheating, Fang might be for you. Fang might be for you, man. Or I don't know. There are some people who are smart enough to get in without actually cheating or whatever. But yeah, the staff engineer that I'm thinking about, he got a PhD, so he's been studying computer science for 10 years. And I think, from what I've heard, he seems like a very honest guy. And so I don't want you guys to feel like I was saying that you have to cheat to get into fame. I'm just saying that if you want to go the honest route, be ready to not get what you deserve. Be ready to have to deal with people who the sharks of the business. And so after doing all this leak code and realizing how much of someone's network has played a part in them getting the job, I don't want to ever study a leak code problem again, but who knows, man. Like I need to make money and I need to feed I might have to feed a family in the future, so but right now I'm single so I can be selfish and fight for what I believe in. So but I'll end it there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is not, again, they're great teams at every company. It's not exactly as I'm saying. I'm just talking to you about probably what you're going to see as the average. But deuces.